What's up, guys? Tech and Tyler, and today I'm going to show you this old, interestingly shaped NEMA head street light. So this light I got years ago and I restored it. Well, I'm technically kind of restoring it again because I haven't touched this lamp in a long time, and so I realized that the wiring in it was brittle, dry rotted, falling apart. So I completely have gone through this fixture, and I'm going to show you what I've done to it and show the process of putting it back together. Now, this particular light, I think the code for it is a 201SA, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. They made different variants of it with this type of like NEMA head shape. And as you can tell, it's a smaller head versus some of the other ones. Including like with the other videos I made, they're a little bit bigger, so these are more compact. I think they started coming out with this design, I want to say somewhere in the maybe late 90s, early 2000s. But yeah, this one's an older one. I'm not too sure of the age of it, but it is made by GE, or at least the ballast that was in it is a GE ballast. But there's no like stickers or indications of showing that it was GE besides the ballast that was in it. And as you can tell, it's, you know, kind of corroded. I've cleaned it up to the best of my ability, but you know, it's age, it's got that corrosion look to it on the aluminum, which is fine. I don't want to, you know, make this look brand new. I like to have the age look to it. But as you can tell, it's kind of dark on the inside here, and that's because the ballast that originally was in it kind of burned up a little bit, but I was able to actually fix it. It had just one of the leads to the ballast had burned up, and I was able to fix it and repair it. I had a different ballast in this that I took out and then eventually fixed the ballast for this years later, and that currently is being used in a different fixture, which I'll make a video of. I just finished putting that back together here. That's a really cool light. So the ballast that I had in this one was a newer one, and it actually fits in here pretty good and it works really well, and that is this ballast right here. It is a Cooper lighting ballast that came out of those, you know, cheapy store-bought 175 watt mercury vapor fixtures that you would see a whole lot on like houses and stuff. The ones that you would, you know, buy in a box and put it together, and it had the 3 bolt hole patterns on the arm. And usually when I get those fixtures, depending on the age and the condition they're in, if they're all broken up and damaged, I'll steal parts from those and use them to fix other fixtures like these. So yeah, so I had this ballast in here, which, like I said, this one actually fits almost perfect. It's a little smaller than the one that came in it, whereas the one that came in it had, you know, 4 bolts that would hold it. This one I only have 2 bolts holding it, which is fine. It holds it in there perfectly good. But yeah, I was glad I was able to fix the original ballast that came in it, and I was gonna take the ballast that was for this after I fixed it and put it back, but I decided to use that in a different fixture because I was going to put this ballast in the other fixture. Well, due to the bracket and how it's designed, it wouldn't have fit, so I decided to just keep this one in here and put that one in there. And as you can tell, it's a little newer, this ballast, because it has a date of 04 on it here. So I believe the light that it came out of was, you know, a newer early 2000s fixture. I took this out of that a long time ago, and I think that fixture, the little legs on the back of it for the bolts broke on that one, so the fixture was overall no good. And you could put those on arms, but I don't really care to put those ones on arms because they're kind of not made for it, but kind of are in a way. It's just overall, if I'm going to put a light on an arm, I'd rather it have, you know, the typical 2 bolt with the bracket type of design like these that are the actual like commercial grade type of fixtures, and this one's a commercial grade type fixture. So yeah, I took it all apart, cleaned it, and now it's time to assemble it, because like I said, I had to redo some of the wiring in it, because the the photocell socket was, the wiring from it was super corroded and dry rotted. So I ended up just cutting it, putting some butt splices on it, and extending the wires out for it. So this was my fix for this, which it will work. So that way it's safer versus it having the dry rotted wires. So yeah, I'm going to start assembling this back together, and I'll take you on the journey of putting this all back together piece by piece. So I'm going to start with getting the photocell socket, sorry, back inside of it. And once I get this back inside of it, I'll bring you back and show you the next step. Okay, so now I have the photocell socket back in. These ones are a little tricky, especially to take them out. They're kind of a huge pain, and that's because it's got these little metal tabs here that go around on the sides of here, and you have to bend these tabs out of the way in order to slide this metal spring-loaded piece here that connects this to the bottom of here out of the way, and those can be a pain to bend and to pull all this out. But it's back in here. I got all the little metal pins bent. I got this installed, and what's unique about these ones is the fact that you can take these and you can actually like pick these up, like you pull on them to twist them to the direction that you want to go, to face them to the where the sun sets. So they're a neat little way to do it. They're spring loaded. I'd show you, but I have to hold the camera here, unfortunately. Still haven't gotten a tripod so I can hands-on show you this stuff yet. But yeah, and another indication of the branding, as you can tell, is that it's a General Electric, and it's one of those sockets where they use them in this application with the little spring-loaded piece, like I was saying, and then as you can see, it has holes in it too to actually mount it on the fixture if it had a like a metal bracket in there to unscrew to pick it up and move it in the direction, whereas this you can pull up on it to move it into the direction. So yeah, so now I have the photocell socket back in. So now I'm gonna get it to where I'm gonna get the ballast connected back into these wires, and once I get this all reconnected back up, I'll show you what that looks like and show you what it looks like back inside of the housing. Okay, so now I have the ballast installed, and I have all the connections made up, which you have your red, which goes to your 120 power to the ballast. You have your neutrals all made up, one that goes to the photocell socket, one to the actual socket of the bulb, and then the neutral going out to power. And then you have your black coming from the socket, which goes to the other connection of the ballast, which that's another reason why I like these little compact ballasts here from the newer lights, is because it's only 3 connections versus having like 4 or more. You just have your, power, socket, and then your common. So it makes it quite easy to hook them up and to, rewire them and stuff, which in this case, like I said, it's common goes from here, it goes to the starter, and then it comes back out, so you can catch your neutral to go to all of them. Which that's how I did it when I put this in here, because it makes it a little bit easier and makes it a little bit cleaner with the wiring. But yeah, so now since I have the ballast installed, everything hooked up, all I got to do is put the 2 screws in for the socket here, and once I get this put back in here, I'll get this mounted, hooked to power, and I'll show you this cutting on. Alrighty, so now we have the light fully put back together. I got the bypass photocell on it, I got a shade on it, or a refractor on it, and a bulb in it. So now we can get to turning it on. So I have in this fixture at the moment, I put a clear 175 watt bulb in it versus a frosted. So I'm going to turn the lights out and cut it on. Sorry, little technical difficulty there. I didn't have the cord plugged in with the switch on it. So okay, so now here we go. And there we have it. A fully working, redone, cleaned up 175 watt 201 SA as what I believe the fixture code to be. Not too entirely sure, but yeah, so working perfectly now. This refractor here is in really good conditions, very clean. It's got no cracks in it. It's got some staining on the metal here, but I believe that this came off of a different fixture. It's not for this one. I'm not too sure what this would originally went to. That came on a fixture that I got recently. That wasn't the same model. I think that came off of a one of the fixtures I made in the video, one of the American Electric lights. So I think the electric company just threw on a random refractor onto it. So yeah, as you can tell, nice clear mercury vapor color, that bluish color, which on camera looks green, makes everything look green, but the nice mercury vapor blue color here lighting up the surrounding area. And I'll bring you back once it gets to full brightness. Alright, so now we are at full brightness, and as you can tell, it's very, very green on camera, but that's just how the camera picks these lights up. I'm not too sure why, because it's a very, very nice blue color from the mercury vapor bulb. But yeah, as you can tell, it's full brightness now, like I said, working perfectly fine. It's got a slight bit of hum to it, which isn't bad at all. I like the ones that have a little bit of hum to it. So let me cut the main lights on here. And yeah, I just want to say thank y'all. Like and subscribe, and keep a lookout for more videos on stuff like this. But yeah, until next time, thank you.